Season 4 of The Boys is here, at least the first 3 episodes. So Prime Video has released the first 3 episodes of the 4th season of Boys as expected, and now going forward each week we'll have a new episode. Just when things were getting really interesting, the 3rd episode is ended. But anyways, I do feel very strongly that this season we are going to go deep into the themes of trauma, about the themes of past trauma. I'm not specifically talking about childhood traumas, but yeah, past traumas. And this doesn't really happen with only 1 or 2 characters, but a few of them, because we get this trauma kind of an angle with both Frenchie and Kimiko, then also with UV, and most importantly with Homelander. And Homelander's downfall, I think in my opinion, has started. It really kicks off with the first scene that we see of him. In the very first scene that we see of Homelander, from the outset you feel like he is this, god, like this superhero figure, the low camera angle and all. But what is he doing? He's taking a piss. Yeah, that was his introduction to this season. Since I'm talking about Homelander, let's address the Homelander issue here. As I said, Homelander's downfall is kind of getting started in this season, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, he thinks he's getting old, and secondly, he doesn't think that he is having, he's actually carrying that father figure duty quite well, because Ryan, he's getting second thoughts. We'll talk about that later. This season, Butcher and Homelander are fighting over Ryan. Who gets Ryan? And Ryan, now, I don't think so that he is inclining in the Homelander kind of things, especially after what Homelander makes him do. And here's the curious case of Ryan. Yep, he is the only naturally born soup, but at the same time, half of his blood is human. Though he has superpowers, but he is human in the end. But he is human from within because of his mother, and that is the only reason I think that Ryan could be the game changer going into this season. Alright, the other thing that we get in this season is a couple of new dynamics. Like, the first dynamic that strikes you is about the boys themselves, because the leader of the boys is not our Butcher, he is in fact Mother's Milk, and I want to say no one really respects him. I mean, yeah, they do respect him, but they don't really see him as the leader of the boys, and that makes way for that redemption arc of Butcher to actually carry forward into the team and then be their leader again. We also got some new characters, and the most notable character was of Sage, Sister Sage. I have to say, she has got some real balls. Though she can be killed easily, I mean her real power is just in the mind, so she can be killed, but her character is going to be really interesting. But now let's talk about the second new soup that we have in this season, that is of Firecracker. I was not expecting Firecracker's deal with Starlight goes way back during their pageant days when they were just 13 years old. I was not expecting that, and that really gives her character that that support to drive against Starlight and just push against Starlight, because Starlight isn't that clean as well. Starlight did some horrible things through Firecracker, but yeah, she was just a young girl at that point in time. But still, that's just enough for Firecracker to just push against Starlight. But I have to say, what Sage did early on was really commendable, because the way she applied her brain and the way she created that fight between the Starlighters and the home teamers, I mean, I was impressed there. And then again, planting those bodies, again, very impressive. But now let's talk about A-Train, because A-Train was the one who planted those bodies, and he was guilty of it, and I really appreciate that. I really want a good character arc, a proper, the proper shift of A-Train to the good side now, because every time he was just hinting, he was just teasing, he was just flirting with that idea every time. But now it's time that A-Train really join our boys. I mean, not join the boys, but just be a part of them externally, like he is now currently. What about Butcher? Butcher has roughly 6 months to live now, and his only mission is to do things right with Ryan. That means get Ryan. But as I said, Ryan is going to be pretty important, because the CIA either wants to kill Ryan or either wants to train him to beat Homelander. And that is going to be a task, I say. It's going to be a real big task, because Butcher was there, in the 3rd episode, Butcher was almost there to just get him to eat those cookies, get Ryan to eat those cookies, and just vanish him. But that look in his eyes really said a lot. That look in Butcher's eye really says a lot, because when he was talking to Ryan was actually giving those vibes that vibes that he can turn, he can flip, he can go against Homelander. And I know what you're thinking. This is exactly what Butcher wants. Butcher wants to get rid of Homelander. That is his primary focus. But because of his wife, he really wants to save Ryan as well. But now, with Ryan actually potentially going after, in fact, flipping on to Homelander, that he will do Butcher wonders because he'll get everything. He'll get everything, literally everything. He'll get Homelander dead as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Now we should talk about Victoria Newman. When she was meeting Singer and all those party members, where they were really adamant, they were really pushing her to ban the soups and get all the soups out of the military, and at that point in time we really know that she really wants to pop everyone's head there, but she can't do it. So that was a pretty cool scene. And then the scene in the third episode where Homelander was going after Huey, and she was again at that point in time struggling to make amends with Sage and obviously with Homelander. And Victoria Newman, she's really a mysterious character for me because she has so much power, but she strives for the political power. She strives for the political power. That's why she wants to be the VP, she wants to be the president, she wants to run the office, but at the same time she has this huge power that she can't use, and she really doesn't want to come out as soup as well. Her character is really interesting. Now you might be thinking why everyone is still alive, because if Victoria Newman is so powerful, she can just pop everyone's head. And now I'm talking about the boys. She can just pop the boys' head. But that's where things get really interesting, because the boys have that one file which could really out Victoria as the soup and will literally end her election campaign, and that is the power that she strives for. And if you devoid her of that power, she's gone. But here's the thing, the boys can't do that either, because their cover will be blown, because that is the one leverage that they have against Victoria Newman. And if they blow that cover, they're literally dead and they're just gone. And now let's talk about why Homelander can't kill Butcher, because Rand loves Butcher. I mean, he doesn't love Butcher, but he doesn't want Butcher to be dead. Now let's talk about the dynamics of Butcher and the boys. In the very first episode, we see that no one really wants Butcher to be there. No one really trusts Butcher, and therefore at the very first scene as well, we see that when the keycard was provided, Kimiko takes it, and the look on Butcher's face says a lot. He knows, yeah, he has messed up, yeah, no one really, trusts him, but he has to be cool with it. But overall, if I want to say, the first episode was good. It started off with that cold opening, so therefore everyone was, at a good pace. But in the second season, really things were really slowed down. The entire episode felt like, okay, it's a very slow episode. But then, yeah, obviously things starts to heat up at the very end, and oh God, it was just classic The Boys. It was just classic The Boys, because we got nudity, we got blood, we got some gruesome scenes, and yeah, The Boys as usual. But the third episode was the most interesting one, because in the third episode we really go into the trauma side of things of everyone, of almost every character which I mentioned earlier. But I'm obviously most interested about the Homelander side of things, because obviously in the upcoming episode we'll go deep into Homelander's psyche of when he was a kid, when experiments were done on him, what Homelander felt as a kid, and what has transpired for him to be what he is today, that actually dates back to his childhood where he was born in a lab. And that is going to be interesting, because yeah, we all see Homelander as that villainous figure, but still there is a reason why he is like this, and to explore that reason, that will be interesting, of how they actually explain everything to us, like why Homelander is what he is today. So yeah, the second episode felt a bit slow, but yeah, third episode was good. First episode was also pretty nice. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about it, and definitely come back next week as well, because next week on Thursday, as usual, we'll do another episode. And I tell you what, I really would like to discuss about all of these 3 episodes in the comments below. So please go down there and comment your thoughts on the 3 episodes. You could obviously check out some other videos on my channel as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching.